In this video, we're going to look at how we can set up and use the Zed Attack Proxy or ZAP tool. To get started, we first need to download ZAP. To do that, open up a web browser and navigate to the URL seen at the top of my screen, which is www.zapproxy.org. On the main page, click on the download button in the top right, and then select the appropriate download for your platform. In this case, we're working on a Windows system, so I'm going to click Download beside the Windows 64 installer, but there's also distributions for Linux and Mac OS. Once the download has finished, I'm going to run the installer by clicking on the exe that we downloaded, and this will start the installation wizard for Zed Attack Proxy. On the first page, click Next. Then, read through the license agreement, and if you accept it, click I accept the agreement. Next, select the type of installation that you want to perform. In this case, we're going to go with a standard installation. Then, review your settings and click Install. Now Zed Attack Proxy has completed installation, so we can click on Finish. Then we can start the ZAP application, and this is what it will look like when you first boot it up. In this main window where it says Welcome to ZAP, this is our workspace window. This is where we're going to see things like requests, responses, and scripts, as well as give us the ability to edit those things. On the left, we can see that we have a tree window, which will show us our directory trees that we're working in. And then at the bottom, we have an information window. This is where we're going to be seeing the details of the various tools and scripts that we run. Beneath that information window, we also have a footer, which has various alerts and other results from the tools that we're going to be running. Now, on this Windows system, I have a vulnerable web application running on port 3000 on my local host, and that's what we're going to be looking at through Zed Attack Proxy in this demonstration. To get started, we're going to click on the Quick Start button, which should be the default that is open when you start the application. In this window, we want to click on the Automated Scan button. Here, we can type in the URL that we want to attack with Zed Attack Proxy. So in this case, I'm going to type in localhost:3000. Then we'll leave the rest as defaults and click on Attack. And after some time, your scan will complete, and we can verify that by clicking through the tabs above the information window and see 100% on our spider and our active scan. So now that our scan has completed and our attack has completed, we can start to see the results. In our tree window on the left, we can expand the Sites tab and see all of the sites that have been enumerated by our scan. And this can give us some good information about the layout of the web application itself. Next, if we look down at the footer, we can see that the scan has noticed some alerts. So if we click on the Alerts button at the top of the information window, we can see the alerts that were potentially found. So we have two alerts. One is a high-risk alert telling us cloud metadata potentially exposed, and the other is an informational alert about user agent fuzzer. If we click on the Output tab, we can see all of the output that the tool has given us during the scan. And then, going back to the Spider tab, we can see all of the various requests that were sent to and from the application. And within these requests, we can navigate through the URLs tab, which shows us the URL that the request was sent to, what nodes were added as a result of the method, and the messages that were received by those requests. This gives us detailed information about the request timestamp, the method, the URL, the response code, and various other HTTP-related information. Moving on to the Active Scan tab, this is where the Zed Attack Proxy tries to actually exploit the web application itself. And these are the requests or sent messages that were sent to the application in order to try to attempt that. If we return back to the original Quick Start menu, we can click on Manual Explorer as well. With Manual Explorer, we can launch a specific browser to explore the application that we've selected. And when I click on Launch Browser, I'm brought to the vulnerable web application that's running on my local system. And I can start navigating around the website as normal to either try to find my own vulnerabilities or verify anything that the active scan had found. If we go back to the Manual Explore tab, we could also check on Enable HUD. With that checked, we're going to launch the browser again, and we can see that this gives us the heads-up display for Zed Attack Proxy. It gives you the option for tutorial, or you can continue to your target. Here on the left and the right, we can see the various operations and information from the Zed Attack Proxy HUD. So on the right side of the HUD, I could click on Start Spider, and then it tells me localhost 3000 is not in scope, so I'm going to add localhost 3000 to the scope and start spidering it. Now on the right, I can see that the spider is running, and it says 0%, and then when it completes, I'll have the same information I got from the spider when I did the automated scan. So this is how we can set up and start using the Zed Attack Proxy to perform penetration tests on our web applications.